Doom Eternal, baby!
Hello folks, I'm Drenduh Tyrof, and welcome to a new video from me, testing mainly a new video format, as the stuff I have to say in this is probably old news by the time this comes out. So, E3. There were two games that I was already interested to get some new info for from this conference, those being Doom Eternal and Halo Infinite. Now, I could probably talk about Halo Infinite some other day when we get a bit more news, as I don't have much to say about that, except the Chief's armour is simultaneously glorious, and looks completely outplaced with the rest of the scene. What I do have a lot to say about is the other game containing a main character in a bulky green set of armour, Doom Eternal. I, for one, am extremely hyped for this game, as Doom 2016, the previous Doom game as you can probably guess, is one of my all-time favourite video games. So, because of how good that was and how good I think Doom Eternal is going to be, I'm actually considering pre-ordering the deluxe edition of Eternal, because A, flaming arm blade, and B, I'm a brass player myself. However, I'm also thinking of holding off on it, simply because I don't support the business practice of season passes, and 75 quid is quite a bit to pay for a game, at least in my opinion. Still, the temptation is there, and oh so hard to ignore. Now, I could talk about the gameplay, and how phenomenal that looks, but I don't think I can add too much to that hasn't already been said. However, I do believe that I have something interesting to say about the story, more namely, a theory on it. Well, it might be interesting if no one else has already said it, but I'm guessing someone's already spotted it at this point considering how late this video is coming out. Still, good test of editing software. Alright, so we have this unknown voice adding commentary to this story/gameplay trailer. There's technically two voices, but the raspy one at the start isn't so important. And this voice also seems to be talking directly to the Slayer. Now, there's a few different guesses going around as to who this voice may belong to. Some say it's Hayden, some say it's an angel, or the Seraphim, or even a Hell Priest. To me, it sounds similar to Origin from the start of Doom 2016. Not exactly the same, but still close. For this theory to work, it's easy to see it as such, or as some sort of heavenly being, instead of Hayden or a Hell Priest. Now, in the trailer, we see some stuff that may not be from Hell, likely this big castle coliseum thingy, this cool looking building, this ghost person, this winged thing, and this place with some foliage. Now, the developers have indeed stated that the Slayer will be making his way to heaven at some point in the game. The question is, what's he doing there? Well, if we go off of what the voice is saying, they may have a bone to pick with him up there.
If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath.
Now, you may be wondering, continue with what? Killing demons? Wouldn't the people in heaven like that? In this case, I believe no. Why? Because what the voice then says.
It is their time to give penance.
Now, I had to Google this, but penance is apparently punishment inflicted on oneself as an outward expression of repentance for wrongdoing, and I believe it has some specific religious connotations as well. Now, I believe that the people this voice is on about are the humans. How are they punishing themselves? Well, if you remember the first gameplay reveal of this game, you may remember the scene where the Slayer is walking through this area of UAC personnel, and one of them mentions that they're being told to let the demons through. My guess is as punishment. I believe that the UAC cult isn't just worshipping demons now. They're worshipping heaven too, or at least they've managed to somehow communicate with heaven. Now the question still remains as to why the heavenly beings don't want the demons dead. The reason is they want the demons to attack Earth as punishment for the sins of the humans. In classic Christian belief, hell is pretty much a torture dimension for all of the sinful souls. What's hell full of? Demons. The heavenly creatures want to bring the apocalypse upon mankind, to punish them. My guess is the Hayden's attempts to manipulate Argent energy, which could explain why he was shown damage in this scene. Now, it could be the demons that got to him, or maybe even the Slayer, but I believe that it was Heaven's wrath that tore him in two. So, Heaven and Hell are in cahoots to destroy mankind. However, one certain man stands in the way of their plan, and I think we all know who he is. That is why the voice threatens the Doomslayer with Heaven's wrath, because his demon killing is saving the humans from their due punishment. This voice is trying to threaten the Slayer into stopping his crusade, which is shown by this line.
They are no longer your people to save.
Now, unfortunately, through whoever this voice is, he doesn't seem to realise that the Doomslayer cannot be threatened by anything. This line, as well as showing how Heaven is trying to stop the Slayer, also gives us some insight into the Slayer's motives. He's not just a mindless demon murderer, he's trying to save humanity too. There's some hints to this in Doom 2016, but it does show that he aligns more as a hero than an anti-hero. He's just brutal enough to bring that alignment into question. Either way, this theory should explain the role of Heaven in this game. Heaven is wanting to punish the humans for trying to wield Argent energy, and are using the demons to do this. The Slayer now has to fight the hordes of Hell and the armies of Heaven to protect the people of Earth. A fairly simple story, with a better use of Heaven than I was actually expecting them to use. The Slayer truly has no allies in this fight, at least not that could really help him. Unless... wouldn't that be a twist? Anyway, hopefully this theory explains what role Heaven has in this game, and hasn't already been stated by someone else. It probably has, but still. Is it true? I think it's quite likely, and someone else has probably already confirmed it by the time this is coming out. But we'll have to see in November, won't we? Or QuakeCon. Depends on what we want to show there. Oh god, there's so many games that I want to play. Doom Eternal, Halo Infinite, the MCC on PC, Metal Gear Rising. I'll never get around Team Sonic Racing at this rate. Hey, was there a new Dragon Ball game in the works? Dragon Ball Kakarot, is it called now? I wonder what that...
You will suffer, Saiyan! I'm mad, Freezer! You dare mock me? I will not lose to a Saiyan! You must die by my hand! You fool!
Sorry, TSR.